Mythology and folklore are filled to the brim with tales of supernatural beings that remain in our realm, unable to move on due to some unfinished business. Yotsuya Kaidan is one such tale, originating from the land of Sushi and Samurai, having captivated audiences for generations and continues to influence Japanese horror to this day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pantheon Mythology. In today's video, we'll be witnessing the haunting tale of Yotsuya Kaidan, which is perhaps the most famous Japanese ghost story of all time. So, get yourself some spare undies and have pillows to hide behind at the ready, because things are about to get spooky. In the heart of feudal Japan, where shadows danced with secrets and moonlight held its breath, a tale of treachery and vengeful spirits unfolded. It began in a small village nestled beneath the looming shadow of Mount Yotsuya. Here, amidst tranquil cherry blossoms and murmuring streams, lived a young samurai named Lemon. Lemon's eyes burned with ambition, his dreams woven with threads of power and riches. His heart, however, knew another's touch. Oiwa, with her gentle smile and flowing raven hair, had captured his heart, despite her modest upbringing. And so, beneath the hushed whispers of the village, they exchanged vows that would seal their fates. But ambition's fire raged within Lemon, its blaze consuming all reason. A chance encounter with the bewitching Omei, a woman of wealth and privilege, ignites desires Lemon scarcely knew he harbored. The poison of greed coursed through his veins, darkening his heart and blinding him to Oiwa's devotion. With a venomous elixir provided by the enigmatic medicine peddler Kamiya, Lemon's sinister plan took root. Oiwa, radiant and hopeful, sipped from the poisoned cup, unaware of the horrors about to befall her. The potion's effects were swift and cruel, twisting her once beautiful face into a grotesque mask of agony. Oiwa's cries of pain echoed through the night, lost in the mournful howl of the wind. Her shattered spirit, now a tangle of pain and anguish, crumbled beneath the weight of her reflection. Abandoned by the man she loved, she was left to languish in her pain and grief. As whispers of Lemon's infidelity reached her ears, the delicate threads of Oiwa's sanity unraveled. The house they had once shared became a prison of torment, shadows concealing her wounded heart. But darkness has its own kind of solace, and from its depths, Oiwa's longing transformed into something more sinister, a thirst for revenge. With the moon veiled by storm clouds, Oiwa's tormented spirit rose from the abyss of her shattered soul. Her disfigured face, twisted by pain and rage, bore the scars of betrayal. Eyes once gentle, now blazed with malevolent fire as she emerged from the mists of the afterlife, driven by a burning need for retribution. In the veil between realms, Oiwa's presence grew palpable, her anger tangible. Lemon's world unraveled as whispers of her fury seeped through the cracks, visions of her vengeful form haunting his every step. Hallucinations twisted his perception, reality blurring into a nightmarish tapestry woven with the threads of his guilt. As the walls between the living and the dead grew thin, a dance of shadows and despair enveloped the village. Oiwa's wrath descended upon Lemon with chilling fury, her spectral touch freezing his heart with terror. Desperation clawed at him, his sanity hanging by a thread as he witnessed the horrors he had wrought. No corner remained untouched by the grip of Oiwa's vengeance. Friends turned to foes, and the village became a canvas painted with the blood of Lemon's sins. In the heart of the storm, Lemon's fate was sealed, an inexorable collision with the curse he had sown. As the tale drew to its chilling climax, the village stood shrouded in the spectre of doom. Amidst the chaos and tragedy, a flicker of remorse sparked within Lemon's heart. The realization of his atrocities carved cracks in his hardened shell. And for a fleeting moment, he glimpsed the depths of his own darkness. But redemption is a cruel mistress, and as Oiwa's vengeful grip tightened, Lemon's repentance seemed a fragile hope. Shadows melded with reality, and the line between life and death blurred beyond recognition. The final confrontation loomed, a dance of destiny played out against a backdrop of fear and despair. As the vengeful spirit of Oiwa tightened her spectral grip around Lemon's life, his existence became a walking nightmare. Hallucinations blurred into reality, and the boundaries of sanity continued to erode. One fateful night, Lemon, driven to the brink of madness, found himself entangled in a web of deceit and desperation. Haunted by the relentless spectre of Oiwa, he could no longer escape his past sins. Her whispers of vengeance grew louder, an unending cacophony that threatened to consume his soul. In a chilling crescendo, as rain lashed the earth and thunder rumbled through the village, Lemon's torment reached its zenith. He stumbled into a darkened room, the air thick with dread, and there he was confronted by the relentless ghost of his wife. Oiwa's disfigured visage, now a ghastly mask of suffering and wrath, loomed before him. Her eyes, once filled with love, bore into his very soul with a malevolence that froze his heart. In that fateful moment, the unseen hand of fate reached out, and the curse he had brought upon himself materialized in its most horrifying form. The room became a battleground of despair and vengeance. Lemon's desperate pleas for mercy fell upon deaf ears as Oiwa's spectral presence closed in. With a bone-chilling shriek, the tormented spirit exacted her final revenge, her wrath consuming Lemon's very essence. In that darkened room, the tragic tale of Yotsuya reached its gruesome climax as Lemon met his horrific end at the hands of the vengeful Onryo. His anguished cries echoed through the village, a chilling reminder of the consequences of his treacherous actions. As the storm subsided and dawn's light bathed the village in a feeble glow, a haunting stillness settled over the land. Lemon's lifeless form lay twisted and contorted, the remnants of his ambition and greed forever silenced. The curse of Yotsuya, born from betrayal and nurtured by vengeance, had run its gruesome course. The village, scarred by the horrors it had witnessed, would forever carry the echoes of this chilling tale in its very soul. In whispered conversations around dimly lit hearths, the legend of Yotsuya Kaidan endured. A cautionary tale of treachery, suffering, and the relentless pursuit of revenge. The malevolent spirit of Oiwa, her disfigured face etched into the annals of Japanese horror, would continue to haunt the dreams of those who dared to tread the shadowy path of deceit. Anyone else change their undies halfway through? Just me then. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new in these parts, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Lastly, let me hauntingly guide you towards our clothing brand, Pantheon Apparel. You'll find designs based on deities, beasts, and legends from across the mythos. We're rated excellent on Trustpilot and ship worldwide. You'll find a link in the description. The video on the left here is one that YouTube thinks you'll love. And this playlist on the right here features every single one of our videos if you fancy a massive binge session. Perfect for a bedtime listen. I've been your host Adam, and thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.